Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. I'm on my way to Tractor Supply for those of you who are like, where is this busy bee going on this lovely morning? I am headed to Tractor Supply and I'm eating a banana for breakfast. So, welcome. You guys can enjoy my banana with me. Where my husband can cringe. Man, it's a good banana. I could have eaten this banana before I went live, but I have a certain set of people that don't like me that still tend to watch everything I do. This banana's for you, bitch. You like it? I don't know if it's the stress or the matcha. Shane, you do it. Ask that question, boo. I'm here. Listen. I have some funny shit this morning. One, somebody sent me a screenshot of some hate in the hate group. I'm sorry, the truth group. Y'all, you ever read shit so fucking stupid that you instantly realize that you're dealing with people that have like the IQ of a fucking trash can? I don't know if it was me or Jess. I don't think it was me. That said something about needing a hammer for the tractor. And they are going on and on about how I was gifted a hammer for my office 5 days ago. What a shit fucking human being I am. Dumpster fire here. And how we ask a hauler for a hammer after receiving one from my office. And in that minute, I realized we are dealing with some dumb motherfuckers. Some truly dumb motherfuckers. Surely they realize. Exactly, Shelby. This is how I know that they're fucking idiots. These are just some stupid motherfuckers. Okay? Y'all see Shelby's comment? Y'all see Shelby's comment? Yo, we needed a fucking sledgehammer. Like a sledge. To knock a fucking pin out of the bucket on a tractor. So apparently, I'm a shit fucking human being who have taken the little hammer I was given. You know, the little Amazon hammer with the little back. And got money for it. They said that I definitely took the hammer back. And took the gift back. And pocketed the money. And now I'm bumming hammers off of people. Listen. This is how I know, one, they're the stupidest fucking people in the entire world. And two, aside from being fucking idiots, they've never owned a real tractor. The only tractor they're exposed to is either the tractor maybe at the facility that they worked at one time, or they saw one on television, or their kids have a toy tractor. So no wonder they thought the little ding, 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 ding hammer was gonna suffice. Because these stupid bitches have never owned one. None of them have ever owned a tractor in their life. And if they have, they would have known we needed a sledgehammer. You know, like a fucking knock your block off sledgehammer. We needed one of those so that we could knock the pin through the bucket. Because Lane, this is another thing they started in about. Well, what's wrong with her tractor now? I bet this is why Dara's gone. Because, first of all, Lane bent. He was sitting a hay bale down and he slipped and rocked the tractor forward. I am not even mad about this. One, because I have insurance on that tractor from nose to tail. And two, let's get this straight, that I am not ever going to be upset that equipment bends or breaks while you're on the job. Like, the bucket just needs to be in, because when we took the forks off where it bent just a little, we just needed to just that pin right through, and that little tick, 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 tick hammer that you said I took back and pocketed the money from, it's still in my office. I mean, I didn't realize I like had local Amazon where I could Amazon this shit back and pocket the money, but like, I mean, we're also not dealing with geniuses here, so let me say this. It was mentioned that I often do not say who sends gifts, and I will tell you there's 2 reasons. I did need a big fucking head, not a tiny one. 1, sometimes the packages don't say who they're from on the inside, and 2, I don't think that people like that need to know who sends things, because I fully believe in my heart that if I said, this gut check is from Shelby Larson, or this is from Lisa Johnson, they are going to inbox you and begin to hound you and make you feel bad. And the truth is, most of you are going to tell them to fly a kite near a power line, and it's absolutely none of their business what you do with your hard-earned money. With that being said, nobody wants the hassle. Like, nobody wants the unsolicited inbox messaging from a troll who thinks that their opinion is so valid that they get to dictate how you do things. I feel the same way. Now, it was brought up in a comment, why am I not upset that my pet Jess bent the tractor? Well, 1, she's not the one that did it, and she's not my pet. She is a grown-ass adult who works her fucking ass off, because I'm going to tell you that this morning, Jess is the only person that showed up to my facility. So, just Jess and I. And then Breezy did find childcare, so she's on her way. But the other girl, like, said that her truck broke down, or I don't even know. So, just remember that there's only one fucking person that for 6 months, no matter if hell has froze over, has pulled through those gates for those horses. No matter what. And it's been Jess. So whenever the tractor bucket, whatever, wouldn't go on because the forks had kind of been tweaked, and I don't know that the bucket wouldn't go on. I think they had to sledgehammer the pin out to get the forks off. Anyway, we've since put the bucket on, taken the bucket off, and then put the whatever. So whatever we sledgehammered in, it rectified the situation, and now the tractor's fine. But the reason that I'm not upset that it happened is because it happened putting hay out, which is just part of the liability of owning a big piece of equipment. I mean, John Deere, when I called the insurance about it to see about getting it fixed, because it has like bumper to bumper 5-year warranty, they said that they've had farmers have people go to light the crops on fire and forget a tractor was parked out there and burned a complete tractor to the ground. Yeah, that happened. I was fucking shocked. My husband would just stroke if that happened. So Jess is more than a superstar, and that's my friend, and that's my compadre. That's my right-hand man. That is the one person I can tell you is more like me than anybody else that's ever worked for me as far as just being similar. With that being said, she's still 21-year-old Tara who cares what people think and gets their feelings hurt. Now, the reason that I am pissed that Brandon did it and I'm not pissed that the other one did it is because if you break something of mine on the job, it's part of it. It's just part of it. It's just fucking part of it. But if you are drunk and you choose to get behind the wheel of something that doesn't belong to you and not only put your own life at risk, but now endanger the life of other people, you're a piece of shit. And I'm pissed about it. So I hope that for those of you that aren't dumpster human beings, you know, and this is just further proof that their vendetta has nothing to do with the truth. They only give a fuck about trying to make me look bad, and I don't even give a fuck at this point because I will just address it. And I will tell you, this is what I also said. I would address it in their group, but they've blocked me. So they are discussing humans that they do not allow to even answer the questions they have. Also, a girl in there claims I owe her $100. I went back through all of my inbox messages, and I don't have I've had the same Facebook since high school. And, long story short, not only are there 0 messages between us, but don't you guys and I know that she posted somebody else's bullshit and then claimed above it, I owe you $100. Let's think about this. Why would you post someone else's screenshots? If your story is valid, where are your screenshots? Where are your receipts? Where's, and it's $100. Like, if you need $100 that bad, boo, like, I spend that on my staff lunch on a Wednesday. So, like, calm down. I'll send you $100. Like, but it's not true. So, one, that person blocked me. 2, there's no receipts, no screenshots. All these inbox messages supposedly transpired. But I will tell you, now that I've called it out, they'll probably, like, come up with some shit that's like, where they, like, Photoshop it. They always do it, and you can always tell because it's, like, grainy and all kinds of shit. But, like, if you're gonna talk shit, like, have some fucking receipts, okay? Like, I always do. Like, I never sit here and I'm like, listen, bitch, here's the receipts. I have receipts for everything. Then they were saying that Dara probably left for other reasons. Listen. So I found one scratch that's pretty old and ready to peel on the biggest blue row. No stocked up legs. Nothing. Jess said I must be dreaming. She said I went through all of the new horses, and she said I found nothing except for one ready to peel scratch. No stocked up legs, nothing limping, not snot, nothing. This is a dream, and I just love her. Awesome. We are flexible with times, so let me know what. Yeah, I have a fucking full work week, but thank you so much. So I'm just telling you that if you guys are ever like, listen, these people honestly are a dumpster fire group of human beings who are like the most low life version. And then somebody else was like, somebody in there was like, she's always talking bad about us. Then they're talking about what a piece of shit I am because I defend myself. And you know what? My grandma used to say, and I can't remember how she said it, something along the lines of like, lack of boundaries invites disrespect. But I feel this in both ways. Like, if I don't set boundaries, I allow disrespect to me. But if you can't respect my boundaries, you open yourself up for my disrespect. And here is the thing. This is my platform that I created. This is not like an open forum. This is JT Livestock, created by you, that you have absolutely spent your life to create with your following. And you know what? I get to choose who gets to come and go from here. I get to choose who gets to comment. Well, they've created their group and banned me from there. But the difference is, you guys, I'm not on my platform discussing any of those people's personal lives. I'm not on my platform. And if you guys, I want for you guys to think, in the last 6 or 7 or 8 months, no, probably since I've owned this place because I've been so busy, how many times have you ever seen me post on Facebook where it wasn't a platform I created? Meaning it wasn't JT Livestock or it wasn't one of my groups. Have any of you ever seen me venture off of my own platform? I'm not out attacking people. I'm not out finding people's shit to comment on. I am literally just staying in my lane. I'm in my fucking lane. This is Tara's lane, and I am just in here hustling and running, and I'm like, come on, Jess. Come on, Breezy. Let's do shit. Let's fire up. Let's go. And they are like trying to be roadblocks in my lane. And then when they come to my platform, now, one of the ladies was such a troll, and she just kept commenting snide comments, and when I finally had enough of her, and I put her in her place, they're like, here's their fearless leader and all of her disrespect. Okay, so you want to talk about my disrespect, but you don't want to address how many times you pushed my fucking buttons to get that reaction. Okay. I get it. So it's not what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's not that the pot and kettle are both black. It's that you're superior human beings to me. None of you do anything wrong. You're all fucking perfect. You could do my job better than me. You could raise my family better than I could. You would be better to my staff than I am. You could handle the weight of the world on your shoulders every fucking day. You could run a business that costs $40,000 to keep the gate open, keep daddy happy, keep Tinley happy, hire and fire and restaff and do all of that. You could do all of that better than me, and you remind me every day of it because you've created a group to bash everything we do. Now, they never want to talk about the good I do. We can do one thing this wrong and they will fucking run with it for a year. They don't talk about that my husband took a horse off of another trader because he got kicked and hurt and brought him home because my husband thought that I could rehabilitate him. Okay? They don't want to talk about that. In fact, they'll complain about how I did it and it was wrong. They don't want to talk about how all of the horses at my facility, all have paddocks with sheds and everybody has a round bell and everybody is being fed every day, and I don't want to talk about that. And what pisses me off is they want to talk about any horse that they even remotely thinks doesn't improve when it comes to my facility. And you know what? At the end of the day, let me just tell you guys right now, there are going to be horses that are sick. That's just part of livestock. They're not going to eat good. And they're only going to be at my facility long enough to sell. And then they need to go home and settle in and get better. And to me, that's not something that I'm embarrassed about. Like, that's just realization of, we're going to get sick livestock. They're probably going to lose weight before they get better. We're going to get horses with underlying conditions, and we're not going to be able to put weight on them right away until we figure out what the underlying condition is. But the state has been, and this is what bothers me. They keep saying that I ran from Oklahoma, I ran from Louisiana, and I ran from Texas. And you're telling me that the government in 3 states that I'm running from have never been able to pin anything on me, and I've never been in trouble in any way. My record is spotless. Like, at what point do you stop blaming the state and just realize that I'm not doing anything illegal? Like, how fucking stupid are you? Like, if I was in Oklahoma doing illegal things, don't you think Oklahoma would have taken care of it? Then we moved to Louisiana, and while I did not love their democratic government and I didn't like their rules, and I chose to move somewhere else because I had, like, the DOT of agriculture, which is their brand commission, constantly trying to breathe down my throat over things that were being turned in by these same people constantly. And instead of putting their foot down and having a backbone, they just basically were like running in circles. They were never able to pin me with animal cruelty of any kind. They were never able to pin me and say that they came to my horses that were, in our name, that belonged to Jacob and I, they were anything but taken care of. Now then, don't you think that if I've lived in 3 states for years, we're not talking about like I lived there a week. I lived in all 3 of these states for years. I lived in Oklahoma from 1997 until 2011. And then Jacob and I from 11 to 13 lived in Texas. And then from 13 to 16, I lived in Oklahoma. 16. And then from 16 to 2020, I lived in Louisiana. And you honestly think that I could live in each of these states for years, fucking years, and none of these states could, like, catch me doing any of the fucking shit that you're talking about? Like, don't you think if there's any truth to the dumb shit that y'all were saying, that one of those states by now would have, like, been like, there it is, that bitch is doing it? How hard is it for people that are that ignorant to believe that somebody just gets up 7 fucking days a week and works their goddamn ass off? Anybody? Oh, it's that hard to believe. Yeah. They literally say that. They'll be like, oh, the police are looking for her. Well, bitch, I'm at my farm. The address is public. I'm live. I loved when they were like, oh, she is going on this vacation to get away because she was being arrested. For what? For what? And let me tell you, if you were going to be arrested and you were running from the fucking police, you dumb motherfuckers, you don't get on Facebook and announce you're going on a goddamn vacation. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's getting to the point that it's so laughable. They are posting screenshots. They are so desperate. They're posting screenshots for 2015. Like, they are reaching. I don't even know the bitch I was in 2015. That bitch didn't even have, she was still wet behind the ears. Like, she was still nursing. Okay? That literally, they're posting screenshots from like 14, 15, 16. Like, they are reaching. Okay? They are reaching. Jacob and I got into a fight like 9 years ago or some shit because I was like, I'm not doing this for free. I don't even have a vehicle, and you fucking have me out there working 7 days a week, and you and your dad split all the money, and I'm not doing this. I'm fucking leaving. So Jacob posted the next day to the state that JT, maybe Thompson Horse Lot or whatever, was like 50% his, 50% mine, because I had been like fucking going off. Hello? This is so funny. Whoever that was just called me from no caller ID, and I could hear myself in the background. This video. Like, they called me, no caller ID, but I could hear myself in their background. I'm embarrassed for you. Honestly, I am embarrassed for them. And I'm embarrassed for the people that believe their shit. And I will just tell you that Dara did absolutely not leave my facility. People like this piss me off as well. One of the horses at my facility had like a thing, and a customer of mine like paid for a little biopsy of it. Anyway, you guys know how I felt about Cactus's penis and all the other things, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. Oh, it doesn't actually work. So whenever you go to this, just so you know, just whenever you go to these no caller ID ones like that, and you copy it, it always comes up to the same number, because it literally means no caller ID in numbers. See? It just means no caller ID. So that doesn't actually work. I knew it when they did it, because in my brain, instantly, I was like, 662, that's... And then I was like, that's in, you know... Anyway, my brain works that way. My brain works really funny, actually, about stuff like that. So it's just how you spell no caller ID on the keypad. But I will say that I used to get my feelings hurt, and I wanted those people to like me, or I wanted those people to see the good that I did, or I wanted those people to see... I think Dr. Curry's clinic is probably, let me look on, somebody else sent me their vet bill. Hang on one second. Somebody else was like, these bills are really like affordable. And I was like, okay. All right. Crockett Veterinary Hospital. Coggins health certificate exceed was $56. So a 1 hour rush Coggins was $55. Health certificate was $38. Exceed was $56. B12 was $15. Palpation internal exam was $25. Temperature was $0. Annual vaccines were $20. Flu rhino was $30. West Nile was $17. Biohazard fee, $1. Strangles, Pinnacle vaccination, $30. So, this horse didn't have their teeth floated, but I can tell you that the entire vet bill for full vaccinations, a shot of Exceed, a shot of B12, a Coggins, and a health certificate was under $300. And a travel pack would be $150. Vaccines would have been $100. So that's $250. Palpation would have been $75. So, and Exceed would have been $75. So, I'm trying to think what else. And I think, and a Strangles vaccine would have been on top of $50 on top of. So, we can just do, let me just add it up. So, theirs was $298. It would have been $150 plus, that's for $100 plus Strangles plus Exceed, right? Oh, and Palpation. So, travel pack, vaccines, Strangles vaccine, B12, Exceed, and what am I for? Oh, Palpation. So, $298 and $475 is the comparison on the vet bills from before and now, like the prices, because I still know the prices from before. So for $298 for a Palpation, full 7-way vaccines, add Strangles vaccine, B12, Exceed, and a 1-hour travel pack, which means your Coggins was done on site. So you get a 1-hour travel pack, full 7-way vaccines, plus Strangles, plus Exceed, plus B12, plus Palpation, and the price difference is $298 to $475. So the $298 plus the transportation down there, which would have been $100, it was still $398, and they're coming to my facility this week. So the only fee that people will have is what they give Dylan to handle their horses. So the prices are, I mean, but this vet's not a performance horse vet. I mean, this vet is not a performance horse vet. Like, they don't specialize in that. Now, they do have a veterinarian there that does. It just isn't, the one that they're doing does all of, like, the very basic stuff. Are the vet's recommended vaccine for botulism seeing issues? I've never had botulism, not even one time on my property, so I don't know. Those are very reasonable prices. Oh my God, that would be amazing, Shane. So you can just go to CrockettVet.com, just so you guys know. Just remember, like Davy Crockett, it's CrockettVet.com. Super fair pricing. Scott was not high in my eyes, but I've always used very high, like high-end sport horse, like performance horse veterinarians, so he's very much so in line with their price point. So he's not overpriced, he just charges more because of his expertise, and that's understandable. I hate that people buy horses and then after they buy them want to then like push for information that we're not giving you. Botulism has popped up in Florida. Well, luckily we haven't. Tinley's with Jacob? Okay, so this is something. Whenever you ask me where my kid is, just know, it's not that I mean to be disrespectful. I just wonder, how come is it, and this is the God's honest truth, when there is a man that works his fucking ass off, nobody ever says, so like, sir, where's your child? Like, why do they do it to moms? Like, nobody ever, and it's not to be rude, like, you're just like, oh, you're her mom, where's your kid? She doesn't go to daycare. And I'm like, oh, oops, I forgot her. I must have loaded Bear and forgot to put Tinley in the car seat. No, I'm just kidding, but like, But nobody ever asked my husband that. My husband can go a million days working his ass off, and I've never seen anybody be like, oh, Jacob, where's your daughter? Ever. Ever. I don't understand that. And it's not you. Trust me. I'm not, like, picking out you, like, oh, well, your comment. I'm just saying, though, like, have you guys ever noticed that people will be like, hey, you're the mom. Where's your kid? But then, like, dads, nobody ever asked them that. No, I know you didn't, Kristen. I don't, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes when I say things and I'm super blunt, people are like, oh, look at the way she taught. No, like, but I'm serious. Have you guys ever thought that? Like, that people, like, nobody ever is like, so, Jacob, where's Tinley? Like, they know. They know, like, he's fucking working. Why is it that when men are working, nobody ever thinks, like, you know? I definitely, so whenever, and it's something we'll talk to the vet about this week, you know what, they don't. I've never had anybody, like, the whole time that Dylan's been around, nobody's ever been like, where's Marley? Like, everybody knows Marley's with her grandma. Dad gets, yeah. Yes, that is true. Like, Jacob will have Tinley and people will be like, oh my God, you're such a great dad. And I'm like, I mean, he is, don't get me wrong, but, like, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not hating on Kristen's comment. Like, I know that particular person would never mean me any harm or say anything disrespectful to me. Like, I'm saying, though, like, think about it. Like, Jacob will seriously have Tinley and, like, we'll walk in somewhere and he's, like, carrying her and people are like, oh, he's such a good dad. And I'm like, I carry her every day. I carry her around on my hip every day. I'm 5 foot nothing. She's half my height. Literally, my child's 3'2". And I am, like, 5 nothing. She's half my size. And I'll come toting her in. Nobody's ever been like, you're such a good mom for carrying your toddler. Jacob will come in carrying her in and people are like, oh, he's amazing. And I'm like, like, it's just a thing. It's a thing for all parents. Anyway, Breezy just texted. She's gotten to the farm. Her and Jess are starting to kill the outside. Get that job done. I'm going to do my Tractor Supply run. Yeah, I did tell you that. Again. So I had a really good, you know, I just had a really good, like, morning, I guess. Like, just getting a good laugh. Like, at this point, it's so laughable. And you know what I want to tell people? Like, y'all have wasted so much of your time. They really have. Look at my poor eyes. They are so red. Let me tell you what I did last night. Are y'all ready for this? You see this bullshit? That's all bruising. You want to know what it's from? I got in bed and didn't know fuck stick back there. Yeah, you. That's right. Was laying on my blanket in the floor. So I reached for the blanket and went to pull it up on the bed to cover up, not realizing that dipshit, come here, tell him, come here, bear, tell him what you did to me, come here, take the blame, come here, your mommy's a narcissist, take the blame, we're blaming you, let's dog shame. This was in the floor on mommy's blanket, and mommy went to pull the blanket up, and he was on it, so my hand slipped, and I myself. That's all bruising. It was squirting blood. Right there. Yeah. Busted the top one right there. Busted my top and bottom lip. And then he just peeks over the end of the bed like this. Like. And I'm like, excuse me. Excuse me. He said he's sorry. He said he thought I put that whole comforter on the floor just for him. He said he thought that I just was being a good mom. He said he thought that. He thought the whole comforter was on the floor just for him. He thought that. Look at his little face. Is this the face of shame and sorry? Clean your eyes out. We're live. Clean your eyes out. People are looking at you. I love you. But you take the blame. I did punch myself in the face. It's his fault. He's like, what else is new? He's like, she blames us for everything, you guys. Me and Dad, we get shit on. We take the blame for everything. The haters will say Jacob did it. He wasn't even home yet. He was still in the air. But yeah, I went to pull the blanket up, and I'm telling you, I went to pull it, and like my nails just whop, and I'm telling you, I grabbed my face. There was blood everywhere. It was so bad. And Bear, he just like, I was like, ah! You know, and he did just like that. He like looked over the edge of the bed like, what the heck happened to you? He said, what the heck was that? And I screamed, Bear, you fucking asshole, you were laying on my blanket. And he just was like, he just like got up and like walked in the living room like, oh fuck, I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened. Oh. No. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was like, oh, and I mean, I like squealed like a freaking pig, and he like peeked over the edge, and I was like, Bear! And he was like, oh, I'm going there. I don't know what fucking happened to you, but I didn't do it, and I'm leaving. Huh, look at him. He's just back there feeling so bad. Look. Bear, did you do that? He's like, I don't know what happened to you guys, but it was bad, and she was yelling, and I just was like, yeah, I'm telling you. So the bottom one bled. Look how bruised it is. It was like gushing blood right there. That's like a whole fucking tooth. And then I busted the top one right there. The top one didn't really bleed that bad. It just had blood on it. This one was like running blood. I was like, oh God. So this is I had a banana, 2 oranges, and an apple. It's my, they said you have personality. You want to do a little sniffing? All right. I'm gonna eat my apple. But morning, I was on the website and saw Rescue 4 tag 073 is still available. We have decided to keep the mare we got from you and let us be her last home. Who are you talking about? Oh, Kit Kat. Well, I can't help that. Okay, So I sold these people. This is the kind of stuff right here that I don't like. I think they're fucking stupid. And then they wonder why I don't fuck with them. September 9th, I bought a horse back in June. When you exchange the first horse, that was more than I had to do, as we don't offer refunds or exchanges. So when I got your next text message regarding that you're now displeased with the second horse and it's been over 6 months, it's really not my problem. No offense, but it's just not something that I'm going to continue to accommodate. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that mare when she left my property other than a snotty nose, and that's just to be expected. And I'm glad that you got a refund from Dr. Hamlin if he charged you for floating her teeth and didn't do so. Okay, so let me just, really nice people, just not rational. I just want to make sure that you guys understand how I feel about these things. Okay. So, this is so-and-so. I bought a horse back in June, but brought her back. And I traded her for Kit Kat. I just want you to know that I did DNA on her and got a match. I'm trying to get papers from the AQHA and they need a bill of sale from you. Okay, so I just told her. They are billed as a group, not individually, and they're billed by tag numbers. So because they needed a cell barn thing that said that she had a registered name like a catalog. And I told her the kill horses aren't billed like that. And she said, I want a breeding to Corbin stud, so I'm going to breed her. I said, that's fantastic. Could I get a bill of sale stating I bought her from y'all? I just want something that I bought her from you. And I said, that's no problem, but the issue is I bought her as a lot number and sold her as a grade mare. So I don't have proof that the horse was AQHA registered. Every once in a while, if I get one that is guaranteed AQHA registered and I don't get papers and I at least have the name, I don't mind. I understand that you pulled a DNA marker, but you're just going to have to work with the AQHA on that. I'll be more than happy to provide you with a bill of sale for Kit Kat lot number, and that's all that I can do. And please understand, it's because I don't know who the registered horse is. For all I know, you could have gone and found a secondary horse, pulled DNA, and are trying to get papers to it and need a bill of sale for some reason. Please understand that I cannot sign a bill of sale with registration information that I didn't have and was never provided to me. That horse was sold on the loose. Now, the haters will say that I'm a piece of shit and I need to give these people a bill of sale, but you have to remember, like if I sell you a horse and I call it Rick, and you take it home and you sell Rick, and you go find a horse named Sam from someone else, and now the AQHA is telling you if you can provide them with an auction bill of sale for Sam, they'll issue you papers without having to go through all the steps. The problem here is, I don't know who Rick and Sam are. All I know is that was lot number 409. It didn't have a registered name, and I cannot provide you a bill of sale with a registered name. I can only provide you a bill of sale that states I sold you a sorrel mare that we call Kit Kat that was lot number 409. Well, that's not the bill of sale the AQHA needs. They need for me to tell them that I owned XYZ, but I don't know that I owned XYZ. I don't know that. I don't know that. Nobody ever guaranteed that to me. So what I ended up doing is I wrote a letter that just stated that I sold them a grade mare named Kit Kat. They said after they purchased the mare from me, they did a DNA marker and that they came back with this identity. But to my knowledge, the mare was grade upon me purchasing her and grade upon me selling her. Period. Well, that pissed them off. So that is June. They buy a horse, don't like it, bring it back, pick up a different horse. September, they start bitching about the second horse they bought. I don't hear from them. September 9th. She was absolutely a fantastic animal. So I'm so thankful that she did work out for you, because we had absolutely no issues with her. As far as the step-up horse goes, Fuel in My Caboose did sell. Jess, the girl that works for me, does have a really nice older barrel and pole horse that she's looking to sell because she needs to get her truck fixed. I'll be more than happy to put you in contact with her directly. So, but listen, these people are not bad people. They just don't get that my job is not to... Now, okay, so they just said that the mare they bought from me, it's not that they don't like her. She just goes ahead and tells me everything that they don't like, which they did say right here that they found out Aspen got her and I gave Ruby to Desi and loaded her. So anyway, I need to pay for, and I was like, crap, I need to pay for board, so I ran to get, I thought, yeah, and Aspen gave it to her and she put it in her pocket. I thought that was weird. So anyway, she goes ahead and tells me how shady she thought my staff was, which, let's be honest, we all fucking know that group of staff were super shady. But this is what I don't like. When you purchase a horse from me and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that, like, I'm Walmart. You don't get to bring it back and trade it and then 6 months later go, okay, well, this one's actually really good, but by the way, I want to complain about all of these things. And at the end of it, ask you to also please take this horse back and exchange it because my daughter now needs to step up. I'll be more than happy to help you find an amazing step-up horse for your daughter. I really will. I'm not taking no more horses back. Ever. My husband told me the other day. Okay. Anyway, I have another customer that bought a horse from me, and this is something else I don't like. You guys, as a tribe, pitched in to help me get x-rays, and I have horses. Okay, sorry, I was thinking to call her Skinny. Is she? You know, what really kills me, though, is, like, people will come to me later on and tell me the things that they did or didn't like about, just about my staff or whatever. And I wonder sometimes, like, why didn't you tell me then? Like, why are you telling me now that you paid your board and Aspen put it in her pocket? Like, why wouldn't you have told me that when it happened? Like, I can do something about it now. Anyway, all right, I'm going into Tractor Supply. I probably am going to return all the phone calls that I have already missed this morning on my way to the farm, but we'll be live here shortly. Jess and I are going to clean a bunch of horses up. Shelly brought some to the house that she needs for us to clean up.